economics. Now this is your excess demand. Excess demand with inflationary gap. So how you will show the inflationary gap? So this is the diagram you have to follow. That is the x-axis level of income, y-axis aggregate demand, and this is the full employment equilibrium, where this is the aggregate supply making 45-degree line, and this blue line is representing aggregate demand at full employment equilibrium. Now to show the excess demand, you have to draw one more line above it. That is this is showing the inflationary gap. This is the aggregate demand which is expected to be more comparatively full employment equilibrium. So what is excess demand? Excess demand basically is the demand which is in excess of the aggregate demand corresponding to full employment equilibrium. So this is the full employment equilibrium, and this is the gap with this full employment equilibrium with this aggregate demand. They both are planned, nothing has been actual. So EF is the inflationary gap and excess demand over there. So first you have to make the aggregate supply, then you have to make the aggregate demand of full employment equilibrium. This is the equilibrium full employment. Then you have to draw one more line above this, that is aggregate demand, which is expected to be more in the economy. And then this is the difference, because here you are showing aggregate demand, definitely vertical difference you have to show. This is the excess demand and inflationary gap also. So what happens when there is excess demand, and why this is so? Why aggregate demand why excess demand happens? Because there is an increase in private consumption expenditure. So private consumption expenditure and investment expenditure, two considered while making this diagram as per Keynes. So increase in private consumption expenditure is the main reason for excess aggregate demand, and investment expenditure increase. So that is why aggregate demand has been increased. So increase in private consumption expenditure, that is the propensity to consume. Household are having more tendency to consume. And private investment expenditure, private sector is interested to invest more because their expectations so high from the business. The one thing is mentioned bullish when the producer are expecting high return, and bearish when a producer are expecting low return. So definitely bullish, they are expecting bullish expectation there is. And then suppose there is an open economy, then definitely these are the things, that is increase in government expenditure because government interference is there. Increase in export will increase, then aggregate demand will increase, and decrease in import, then aggregate demand will decrease. And there is a cut in the tax rate, so that people are having the more disposable income to spend on, so that is why aggregate demand is increasing. So these are the reasons, and these are the reasons especially in the case of open economy. Open economy means when there are four sector involved. Open economy you can say, or four sector economy you can say. Four sector economy, there are the four things like household, firm, government, and rest of the world. Now what are the consequences of excess aggregate demand? The consequences of excess aggregate demand is when aggregate demand will increase, but there is after the full employment, that means full employment has been full employment has been achieved. फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट आपका अचीव हो चुका है. अब अगर फिर भी अगर आपकी एग्रीगेट डिमांड बढ़ेगी तो आउटपुट पे कोई इफेक्ट पड़ने वाला नहीं, आउटपुट रिमेन कांस्टेंट, बट योर प्राइस विल इंक्रीज एंड योर एम्प्लॉयमेंट विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट. अब एम्प्लॉयमेंट पे भी कोई इफेक्ट पड़ने वाला नहीं, बट द इफेक्ट विल बी ऑन डेफिनेटली ऑन प्राइस, एंड प्राइस विल इंक्रीज. दैट विल क्रिएट द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन इन द इकोनॉमी. सो दैट इज वाई इट इज नोन एज द इन्फ्लेशनरी गैप. सो द चेन इज ऑल्सो गिवन, दैट इज एक्सेस डिमांड. Excess demand leads to pressure of demand on existing resources, and that leads to rise in the cost of production, and that leads to rise in the general price level, and then output remain constant, but the price will increase, and resources are already used, full employed. So this is the chain, but you are no need to write like this. You have to write all these things in the form of sentence making. So this is the inflationary gap that we have discussed. These are given on the 264, 265 and 263 pages. So you can say vertical difference between the aggregate demand corresponding to full employment and aggregate demand of this planned aggregate demand, that is known as the excess demand. Here is also mentioned that is a static GDP. Definitely gross domestic product remain constant because of increased aggregate demand, because of the excess aggregate demand. It will nothing to do with the output. So GDP and output will remain constant. That is why it is mentioned over there. There is a static GDP. Now wage price spiral can be started. This is the consequences of this excess demand, that wage price spiral can be started because wages will increase, the price will increase the wages, and wages will increase the price. So this is the wage price spiral started, and this is the sequence or step for the wage price spiral in the case of inflationary gap. When there is excess demand, there is a pressure of demand on the resources, definitely, and then definitely pressure on the cost of production. This is the same thing that you have just read out with the chain, tend to rise, and then there is a increase in the wages. To cope up with the increased price, government will increase the wages. So now likewise nowadays you can see that prices are increasing, so government has increased the salary of people, so that they could purchase the price, and they will nothing to save to the government. So that is rise in the general price level. Rise in price wages leads to rise in the general price level, and rise in price leads to rise in the cost of living, and cost of living again rise to the cost of living, rise in cost of living leads to rise in wages again. So here wages leads to increase in price, and price leads to increase in wages. So they both will increase each other, and that is a serious situation for the government, which is known as the inflation, which we are suffering from the last many years in the country. So as loss of profit is in deficient excess demand both with the producer, because in excess demand also the aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply corresponding to full employment. So producer are not able to fulfill that demand in the economy, so there is a loss of profit in this case. Here that is it is a vicious excess demand, and it is very difficult to break this chain in any way. So inflationary spiral will be started, and there is no increase in the GDP will be static, and excess aggregate demand generally just put the pressure on the existing goods and resources, and just lead to increase their prices. And that is why cost of production will increase in terms of increase in wages, and rise in cost leads to rise in prices only. And then wage price spiral will start, and that is a challenge to stability of the economy definitely. So difference between the inflationary and deflationary gap, what is that? It is the excess of aggregate demand over excess of aggregate demand corresponding to full employment equilibrium aggregate demand. It is the deficiency of aggregate demand corresponding to full employment equilibrium in the economy. It occurs when aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply corresponding to full employment. That is necessary to mention. It is the situation where aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply corresponding to full employment. Now level of output is remain constant, and here level of output is going to lower down, and here there is no unemployment because all the employment resources have been employed, and here there is unemployment situation, underemployment equilibrium, and here you can say overemployment equilibrium. Now it leads to wage price spiral, definitely inflationary gap, but it leads to low level equilibrium level, low output, low income, and low prices, and here it will lead to high price, and there is only increase in the income, and GDP will remain constant. Here GDP will decrease. So this is the difference between inflationary and deflationary gap.